Won't you give yourself to me? Give it all. I just wanna see.
The way I remember it is there's, the complete grief, the denial, and then eventually the acceptance.
It is starting to look like Meagan Good might be having some serious regrets right now. Because while DeVon Franklin is out here moving on, getting remarried, and seemingly entering a completely new chapter of his life, Meagan's situation looks a lot more complicated these days. She went from ending a marriage with one of Hollywood's most respected producers and motivational speakers to being attached to Jonathan Majors, whose career has been surrounded by controversy, legal troubles, allegations that completely changed how many people in Hollywood view him. And now that DeVon has officially found love again, people online are suddenly looking back at that divorce very differently. In fact, some fans are even wondering if DeVon's new wife is quietly exposing what Meagan may have lost, not by directly saying anything about her, but simply by living the life that many people assumed Meagan and DeVon would still be living together.
Yeah, I get to wake up next to this woman every morning, come home to her every night. Yeah, it's the bomb. It's the bomb.
Now, to understand why people are suddenly talking about this again, we have to go back to the end of their marriage. For years, Meagan and DeVon were viewed as one of Hollywood's strongest couples. They openly talked about faith, relationships, personal growth, and the work required to maintain a successful marriage. To many fans, they looked like they had figured something out that most celebrity couples never seem to figure out. That's why their separation came as such a surprise. When they announced they were ending their marriage, fans immediately started searching for answers. People assumed there had to be some major reason behind the breakup, because from the outside, everything looked fine. But the more information that came out, the more unusual the situation seemed. According to both Meagan and DeVon, nobody cheated. Instead, both of them described the breakup as the result of growing apart and reaching a point where the marriage could no longer continue.
And when the divorce happened, I was mad at God. I was
Really?
like, what the hell? I was so mad, but I was just like...
But you never questioned it.
I didn't question if I was gonna be okay. I questioned, well, why do it?
Right.
What was the point?
Meagan later revealed that DeVon was actually the one who initiated the divorce, but even then she spoke about him respectfully and made it clear that she didn't view him as the villain in the story. For a while after that, both of them appeared focused on moving forward with their lives. Then Jonathan Majors entered the picture. When Meagan and Jonathan first started dating in 2023, the reaction was mixed. Some people were happy to see her moving on. Others were immediately concerned because Jonathan was already dealing with serious legal troubles that were dominating headlines.
Why is she, Meagan, wait a minute, Meagan Good, you are a prize. What are you doing here? Those are the things that were being said. I know you were aware of those things.
Now, at that point, it felt like every entertainment outlet was covering a new development in the case. The allegations made by his former girlfriend, Grace Jabari, quickly became one of the biggest stories in Hollywood. And as the legal process unfolded, public attention only continued to grow. Eventually, the case went to trial. Then came the verdict. In December 2023, Jonathan Majors was found guilty of misdemeanor assault and harassment. After that, things fell apart fast. Marvel dropped him. The studio's plans for Kang the Conqueror were scrapped. Projects started disappearing, and the actor many people had been calling Hollywood's next big star suddenly found himself fighting to save his career. That's what makes Meagan's situation so interesting to a lot of people now, because even at that time, she never backed away.
She helped rebuild me. I'm only here, and here, because of my Lord and Savior.
And while some people praised her loyalty, others questioned why she was willing to attach herself to someone dealing with so much controversy. Still, none of that changed her decision. If anything, the relationship became even more serious. The two eventually got engaged in November 2024 and later married in a private ceremony. By all appearances, they seem committed to each other, and both have spoken positively about the support they've given one another through difficult times.
And you just officially tied the knot.
Yeah. How does it feel that you finally locked down your Coretta?
But while Meagan was building this new chapter of her life, something else was happening that started fueling internet discussions. DeVon Franklin seemed to be doing just fine. His career remained stable, and eventually he found love again with Maria Castillo.
Yeah, part of the decision was, in any relationship, I think sometimes what happens is you have a temptation to try to put something in a box.
Okay.
The reason so many people keep comparing these two situations is because the contrast feels impossible to ignore. On one side, you have DeVon entering a new marriage with very little public controversy surrounding him. On the other side, you have Jonathan still working to rebuild his reputation and career after one of the most public legal controversies Hollywood has seen in recent years. Whether that's fair or not is a completely different conversation, but people online have definitely been making the comparison. In fact, some people aren't even convinced everything is as perfect as it looks. As DeVon's new marriage continues getting attention, there are viewers who think the whole thing feels a little too polished, and some have even started calling it performative. Just look at some of the comments people have been leaving. One person wrote, "He's so performative." Another said, "There is still something off about this whole thing." And somebody else commented, "Can't quite put my finger on it." Now, that doesn't mean there's actually anything wrong with the marriage. These are simply opinions people have been sharing online. But it does show that not everyone is buying into the picture at face value. Some people see a happy couple moving forward with their lives. Others think there may be more going on behind the scenes that the public isn't seeing. But what do you think? Do you believe Meagan fumbled things with DeVon? Or do you think people are simply taking the situation out of proportion? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and I'll catch y'all in the next video.